morning, everyone. Whew, we made it all week. It's Friday, day five of our lives in preparation of the Magic Copper Ride program. So those of you in the replay, how is it going? Are you enjoying these lives? I'm saying that to the replay people because the other people aren't here yet. Good morning, Hannah. I'm so excited about the night before last. I was sitting here. I think I said a little bit about this yesterday. What exactly am I doing? I talk about it all the time, like what I'm doing, but like, how do I put that into a sentence? And I'm excited because I'm starting, Grand Rising, Hannah, I'm starting to do a little bit of like new things on my materials that I put out. And I'm really feeling this, like, it's so, last night I was talking about this, and some of you may have seen my post about watching, it's the Elon Musk, like garbage in the sky kind of thing, but it was one of those trails. It had 22 lights in a row, and it was perfect timing in the sky. It was amazing. And for a few minutes, I didn't know what it was. So it was just this magical, like, sign. And I was talking about Earth School, you know, and I feel like that's what the Magic Copper Ride is about, is the things that we should have learned right after we were born. You know, coming out of the womb, what we should have learned about how to be human, and all the wonderful magical things that live within us, that unless we had extraordinary parents and grew up in an extraordinary community, which most of us have not, these things that, you know, it's never too late to learn, to understand how to work this avatar, all the magical things it has living within it. So that's what I feel like I'm doing. I just wanted to kind of mention that. And I am going to base a little bit of today's talk on that. Good morning, Tammy. How are you guys doing? I want to say it's Friday, and for some people it's like, woohoo, it's Friday. For some people it's like, it's Friday. Same as any other day of the week. That's kind of how it is for me. But I do enjoy Fridays because I think it's like an old habit. I think like Fridays just mean like a little bit more freedom in your mind, maybe, for some people anyways. So the first question I want to ask, because I'm curious about this. Good morning, Crystal. Fall chill in the air this morning, sitting outside in the sun. Yeah, here it's a little bit cooler too. I was out playing with horses last night. Oh my God, it's amazing. They were like feisty. So they were running and kicking, like they didn't kick each other, but they were like playing, you know, like kicking with their back, I was gonna say paws, back legs, kicking up in the air and jumping and running, and we were in the pasture with them. So it was like super, super powerful. And I noticed the air was, yeah, there were horse playing. I noticed that the air was cooler and not so buggy, which was really nice. Yeah. So, okay. So, good morning, Rose. So here's my question to you guys, and I want, if you don't mind, filling the comments up, because one, it helps me, like in the future, if I'm not doing this, to let me know what's needed, but also to kind of acknowledge to ourselves what's missing or what we need, or, you know, it's like putting it out in the physical. So imagine this. You're born, you can recall, we're going to go back, so as if we can remember. And you guys are all different ages. I'm 59. So if we were to say, we're going to go back to the day we were born, and we can decide what it is that we want to learn in school about how to use this thing, this body that we're born into. What would you want to learn? Don't worry about the people around you. Don't worry about what you had or what you didn't have or anything like that. But knowing what you know now. If you went to school, because if you had to go to school or had to be homeschooled, what do you want to learn about? What would your prescription for your education be about? And the things that I'm looking for is, how do we heal ourselves? How do we understand how to process trauma? How do we understand how to use our dreams? Stuff like that. What would you want to learn? What would you, looking back now, wish you learned at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old versus 20, 30, 40, 50 because you had to figure it out versus just like a gift. A gift. You're born, you get to learn this, and then you get to undo all of the stuff like mainstream medicine and mainstream education and understanding about creating our life and matching our frequency. I'd love to hear what you guys, like if you were to look back, what would you want to learn about? I'm going to take a cup of coffee. Because the conversation that I was going to have about it is, how many of us, Roxana, the question that I just asked is, if we could remember everything and go back to when we were born, what would we want an education about as we were growing up, as we were powerful, imaginary creatures that don't understand that we can't do everything? What would you want to learn as far as frequency and energy and healing our own body, stuff like that? I want to see it in the comments. So how many of you know people that instead of actively learning and practicing what our human bodies can do, our human bodies and our human minds, how many of you either do this or know people that do this that complain? The government is poisoning us, or the school system is rigged to just keep us enslaved. You know, all the things that we say, we learn about, we deep dive into rabbit holes about, all the attention that we put on things that we are, you know, sabotaged around as far as just the earth container that we're controlled and brought up in. Those conversations, except for the acknowledgement that I could have been learning something that was more effective for my entire life here, aren't useful after the acknowledgement of it. So that's one thing I want to say, because we are what we focus on. So if by any chance anybody here focuses on those things, consider letting that go and just getting on the path that you wish you had earlier. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments. Tammy, we should have been taught to embrace our gifts, how to forage off the land, and how to work the elements. Love it, love it, love it. Rose, how to love myself as I am, let go of pain inflicted by those I love, and how to use more natural things for healing, prevention, how to save the earth. Hannah, how to take care of my temple physically, tons more around emotions, communication, cooperation, love. I want to learn that we're all made of the same energy and learn all about energy alchemy, how to raise my vibration, how to self-regulate without such hard lessons. But at the same time, when I look back, I wonder if I would be who I am today if I was able to experience all those lessons and learn like I did, because as humans, we do have free will. Yeah, Hannah, that is such a perfect, I have goosebumps all over me, because the things that you're saying, right? Like, if I had known this, I could have done this, right? Kind of like that. And just, we're going to do this in a guided imagery, but just imagine, what would life be like if we were born into a planet that fostered who we are from the very, very moment that we began. It would be different. Like all of these things that we're having, that we wish they had the tools earlier to repair and fix, would that even be a thing? So like what you're saying, Hannah, I really kind of, I was thinking about this a lot this morning. Like, are we born here to figure it out, to have the experiences that we have to get us to the point of unlocking the puzzle instead of it being handed to us? If it was handed to us, then maybe we wouldn't have the experiences, right, that we have here. I would want to, Roxana, I would want to learn what I had been learning the last couple of years and still learning, how to connect to the earth, universe, and multiverse. Multiverse, I'm a multiverse girl. Hannah, what dreams are, acceptance of differences, how to garden, grow food, and what dreams are, right? That relationship between the earth and our food, so important. It's like how, even though my children's fathers were abusive, I do not regret being with them because I have 4 wonderful children out of it. I can relate to that, Roxana. And I think so, to remember lower vibrations so we learn and choose to grow and stay. And it's a choice. Yeah, it is. And it's a evolution. You guys, like this, the past few days, I work hard because of the Magic Copyright Program, because of the work I do, because I feel this responsibility. I don't know. Oh, I can feel my solar plexus reacting. This responsibility of being a teacher, and having to walk my talk all the time in order to pass on the information. So I have to process the information through me before I'm teaching it. And I'm really, really understanding the vibratory mechanisms of letting go what's inside of us that gets in the way of being in the vibration, and then creating the vibration, and then getting results from the vibration. And that whole process of beginning where the trauma is, beginning where the pieces of energy that is within your body that doesn't resonate with where you want to go. I can see so clearly, like right now, if that wasn't there, if that heavier energy wasn't there, then there would really be nothing to learn here, because we would already understand how the game works. So it would just be hop in, I got it. I'm naturally this powerful creator of like energy that can do anything. What would there be to do here? I don't know. It's weird. I've never said these things, but I can feel it within me. Hannah, I think so too. All right, I already said that. Evolution is a great word. Hi, Dawn. Hannah, I heard soul's purpose. Yeah, I feel it so strongly. Most of us are always evolving. It is. It's an evolution, and it's an evolution by choice. Even though, like, so some of us have, like, I had a spontaneous awakening, and some of us are just born knowing things, or knowing how to do things, or seeing things. But when people come to me and they're like, I have one gift, or I had my gifts and they're gone, or whatever it may be, that's just a tiny slice. Like the ability to be able to see things, hear things, and all of that, talk to people who are on the other side. It's not special, you guys. Like, and I do all of that. So I think I'm in a position to be able to say that. It's just part of who we are, but it's part of who, I think it's a part of us that, like, makes us distinctly different because not everyone has the ability to do it like that. And some people have to practice. Or everybody has to practice, but you know, some people are closer to being able to do it than others. But it's just a part of being awake. It's just a part of being aware. And I think we like create this thing, like, I can't tell you how many people come to me and they'll say, I'm super empathic. Like it's a special thing, or like it's a disability. I always joke around and say, you hear empaths, people who claim that label, empaths, to say, I go into a room and it's terrible. I feel everybody's stuff and I feel heavy and I feel their anger. Do you ever hear a person who says, I'm an empath and oh my God, I feel all the love around me? It don't. It's so funny. Like, so it's just all of these little things that we can do are tiny pieces of the puzzle of our entire being, of all the different things that we can do. Hannah, personally, I'm just so excited to be alive during the day in life. Like to look back at my parents and grandparents and see a lot of the same in our generations. Everything is changing. I'm just grateful to be here and experience the evolution. Yeah. I always wonder, because this is my job and because this is what I do every day, so I'm so focused on like evolution and understanding how we tick energetically. When someone comes into my reality that isn't on that frequency and who is like just a regular, not awake person. My daughter literally said the other day, I forgot there were people still like that. So I forget sometimes that it's not a normal thing to continuously like want to be more and more awake and more aware of how to operate our avatar. And that's, I'm super excited because I feel like I am even more stepping into understanding my job and what I'm supposed to be doing for the people who are interested in working with me. Cool. Thank you everyone for your comments. Hannah, even my mom, whose views have been the same as long as I've known her, is starting to question things. Yeah. I know. There's people in my, it's interesting because like my daughter and I used to be really on different pages about all this stuff. And over the past year and a half, maybe, it makes me think of like the multiverse thing. Like, are we just both together in this and just moving up? Because it's almost like we haven't really had an aha moment together. It's just like all of a sudden, if I say, oh God, I gotta pay these bills. And if I'm like worried about money, she'll literally look at me and say, Mom, money's not real. Don't worry about it. Let it go. It'll all work out. I'm like, I'm so freaking proud of you, like, to look at it that way. Roxana, I'm living with someone like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, Roxana, I'm telling you, and anyone else, if you're in a position where you wake up in the morning and you feel like inside you're evolving, and then you step out of your bed and you have to walk into a house with, living with people who are not on the same wavelength, keep working on yourself. Don't argue with the people that you live with to try to talk them into the situation. And the more that you just start visualizing, like, I'm surrounded with people who are like completely get me and I'm so happy, and like it's the frequency, you will automatically, not usually not like that, but over a time find yourself all of a sudden in a situation that's what's happening for you. So the more attention that you put on what you don't have or what other people are doing that you're not happy with, the more of that you're going to get. So, it's like it's a multiverse kind of thing. You have a book with like 100 pages, right? And these are all your choices of life tracks that you can be on. So if you're like over here and you're waking up and you're evolving and you're working on your stuff, but the people around you are just mirroring back all the little things that you need to change about, you know, your frequency. The more you work on your frequency, the more pages you're going, like the more levels you'll go up, and then you won't be surrounded by that. I went through that for years in a marriage with an alcoholic who, I don't know, we've always been friends, but it's probably been about like 4 or 5 months now. I haven't even literally talked to him because I think I've just moved so far out of that frequency. It's not even in my like world. Hannah, yeah, fortunately I don't live with one. Lost a few friends though. Super normal. Losing friends. Gained a few ones. Roxana, oh, I don't. He's my ex. He is just due to finances that we're still in the same house and I'm growing upward with my kids. Yeah. Give it time and just stay focused on the, you know, where you want to go and how you want to feel. It's all about how you want to feel. Being able to like process through yourself, asking yourself like, where's the resistance? Where's the resistance? Where is it in my body? And we've been talking a lot about like implants or attachments or, you know, heavy emotional trauma things that live in the body. And it used to be, you hear about people doing this, like removing them. I was working with someone yesterday and she was talking about that. Like, I find implants and I go to someone that removes them. And, you know, there are times that you do just want to get the stuff off of you, but it's there for a reason. I will never subscribe to us being attacked. You could look at it that way, but you can also look at it like, what is it teaching you? And what frequency do you need to shift to not have that, whatever, you know, low resonance stuff on you. And that's exactly like moving out of a situation where you may be surrounded by people who aren't at your frequency. Just continue to work on your frequency. And it's all bad, or a relationship that feels bad, or implant or an attachment. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's a mirror for you to look in to understand like what part of you do you need to love and accept and not call attention to it. Hannah, I went in with a coach and he didn't just remove them, but he worked with them and balanced if needed, asked why they were there and removed them. Yeah, Hannah, it's important. Like when we find stuff, if we just you know, look at, like, we see it and we just throw it away, it's not going to stay away. Like something else will come to replace that. Like it's like a missing puzzle piece that you need to figure out, or you know, a stain that needs to be replaced with something different. And it's a feeling. It's a literal vibration. So that's good, Hannah. It's really good. So I wanted to do a little guided imagery at the end of today, just so you guys know, in case like people pop off before the end. There's a lot of different links up at the top of this, and in the links there's one, we're doing lives all next week again. You're welcome to come to the lives. You don't have to sign up, but if you sign up, you'll get emails or texts that will remind you that I'm coming on in 30 minutes. So if you need that little bit of a reminder. And then there, Monday night at 7 o'clock, I'm having another Magic Carpet Ride Roundtable. So that's live on Zoom, and we get to do really big guided imagery and talk about it, and also get to know the community, like instead of just words on a screen. And then, so the Magic Carpet Ride program, it's a 6-month program, and basically it's Earth School, these things about living in this avatar and how to make it work to like the best of your ability to create your best life. So the Magic Copyright Program, it's a group container for people who just want to learn and create their best life and play in the non-physical. There's a Reiki Master certificate rolled up into it and the Magic Copyright Facilitator certificate too. The Magic Copyright Mind Trips, which is what we're going to take a little one right now, is kind of a staple in it because it helps us understand that we are more than this physical body, and you get to play in the non-physical and do all the things that it's like another whole world to be able to explore. So if you're interested in joining, signing up, or meeting with me to hear more about it, those links are there too. Okay, let me see here, and then we'll go into a little meditation. Sorry, after starting to raise my frequency, I started to not really like things like junk food, bacon, wine. Thought that was cool. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. You know, you change your diet, you change what you're putting in your body, and you also don't, sometimes you start to understand that you don't have to work so hard or be so busy or accommodate so many people's like wants and needs, right? That's good. Congratulations, Roxana. Hannah, I remember clearly though, one looked like tubes of liquid, one red, one blue, it was boiling and more full. By the end, they were even and not boiling, and it didn't need to be thrown away. It just worked with, yes, definitely. I've seen that a lot with, like what goes on. Hannah, I missed one. Rose, I love a man that's an alcoholic, liar, verbally abusive. I feel so deeply drawn to him. My heart craves being near him. I don't understand it. I actually feel my body warm up. I love this man. Seems unconditionally loving. That's a very common theme. I can literally say that was me. I was married to an alcoholic, and the first time that we slept together, he put his leg around me, and I literally saw him as an angel. Not the devil, not Lucifer Morningstar, but as this angel in white. Then I proceeded to live for about 15 years in like hell. The abuse, verbal abuse and neglect and reenactments of my relationship with my mom. And I lost my kids. There was a lot. And I still love that man. I remember going to yoga teacher training at Krupalo in Massachusetts, and I was in Shavasana at the end of a practice, and it hit me so hard, the love I felt for that man. Like I was rolled up in a ball, crying my eyes out because I love this man so much. Now when I look at him this long time later, like 20 years, we've been divorced for a long time. We've been divorced for almost 10 years. So I lived with him for more like 12 years, something like that. But now when I look back, we are barely talking, and it's not because we're not talking, it's because it's actually, he just can't quite keep his act together. And I still feel the love, but I'm not drawn to get intertwined in the spider web anymore. And so Rose, it's people in that position will even go as far as like going to the twin flame kind of thing and feel like it's something that like it's intended for me. Or I've heard other people say like even my guides told me that I remember this one woman telling me like my husband, he like put his hands on her throat or something. And she's like, but my guides told me that if I leave this, if I don't finish this relationship or something like that, I won't learn my lesson. Or I have to stay with him to learn my lesson, something like that. And I'm like, lady, I can't remember what her name was. Probably your lesson is to understand that you need to let go of this. But she couldn't see it because like that, Rose, like she felt. so much for this person. But it's the layers of who you are, the frequency you're at, and the lessons that you're here to learn. So there's no wrong or right. You could love him for the rest of your life. I would say to you, though, if you were to picture you're at the end of your life on your deathbed and look back, what would I have preferred to do in my life? Am I happy that I stayed with him and this was my life? Or am I happy that I figured out how to change the reality I'm in my life so that I ended up, you know, on my deathbed being peaceful? It's really just a decision of what you want, because there's no wrong or right. There's no, you know, when we leave here, there's no duplicity. There's like, oh, I had that experience and this is the experience I had. But I would look deeper into, what does he give you? That's the thing. What does this relationship give you? What is it? And it might even be something like, you know, I feel bad. And then that's a thing to look deeper into, why you need that. And that's the trauma. It's the trauma that lives within us. And probably the agreement that you made with him before you came. Because you're learning, you're being a teacher, like he's your teacher. And Rose, if you want to like reach out to me and we can set up a session, or, you know, whatever, however I can help and support you. And thank you for your comments, because you are so not alone. You're not alone. And I appreciate your candor and your vulnerability, you know, putting it out there. And I understand you. I've been there. It's powerful. And it's powerful if you decide to leave. Very powerful. Because you're strong. I know you're strong. Okay, so let's do a little guided imagery. And the guided imagery that I want to do with you is, we're going to walk through a door, and we're going to quickly go through our life, but we're going to imagine our life in this school that I was talking about. You know, very slow, like we're going to go through time periods, like being born and then moving up and being able to experience school. The school teaches you how to see the non-physical, like it's with your regular, maybe your inside eyes, but like it's just normal. You can see your guides, you know how to do it, you can communicate, you can read your own energy, you can understand, and like if you hurt yourself, you can like take the time to investigate what's going on and understanding. You can talk to your cells and understanding, because you're a clear conduit if something isn't good for you, not making that choice, stuff like that. Let's move through our life and kind of have that experience with the knowledge that you have now. And even in the guided imagery on the mind trip, using your imagination and allowing your intuition to come, you may gain some insight about things that you don't even know you know. How does that sound? Let's see. I just want to see what's exactly 4+ years now with him. I'm exactly like that. Yeah. I'm spending more time. I don't need this man. I just feel happy near him, even when he hurts me. I'm going to argue with you, Rose. I think you do need him. There's a part of you that needs him, or you wouldn't allow yourself to be in that position to be hurt. You're learning something. So it is like embracing. If you embrace that non-duality, it's like loving the shadow. You embrace the lesson that he's teaching you. Thank you. That's how I'm trying to see life. Asking Akashic Record questions. Love, hugs. Thank you. Happiness comes from within. Find other higher vibrational things that make you happy. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's do this quick imagery. I have like a mud mask on my arm because it was itchy from a bug bite, and now I'm like throwing dry mud everywhere. All right, so let's close our eyes. And bring your attention all within yourself. If you have anything that you've been like worried about, like giving your energy away or paying attention to things you're worried about, bring it all in. Bring your senses within, bring your sight within, bring your hearing within, bring it right down to your heart so you can listen. And then just bringing your attention to your solar plexus for a minute and breathing into your solar plexus and feeling whatever tension you may have there, and then just all letting it go. And then we're just going to walk out on a path. So this path could be any path. It could be in the woods. It could be at the beach. It could be in a meadow in the city. But take a few moments on this path to play, to use your non-physical senses. So you want to touch things and feel them, and you want to look up at the sky and see what color is the sun out, or is it raining? You want to take a deep breath and smell maybe the food truck that has food cooking next to you. You want to whisper into the wind and hear your voice. You want to hear the wind, maybe people talking. And just walk a little ways and understand what your feet are walking on. Maybe pay attention to what you're wearing. You're getting acclimated to this non-physical world. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk down that path a little bit more. And you can ask someone to be with you. Just use your imagination. Maybe it's someone on the other side. Maybe it's someone who's in life with you. Maybe it's an animal. But just imagine them with you. If you want company, say hello, give them a hug, hold their hand, or if it's an animal, pat them, and maybe say hello and hear them say hello back. And then when you feel ready, what we're going to do is we're going to walk down the path a little, and we're just going to build a door right in front of us. This is a non-physical world. It's like a lucid dream, and anything is possible here. So in front of you is a door. And don't go in the door yet. What I want you to do is go up to the door. And this door is going to represent your perfect experience of Earth School. So on the door, I want you to look at what color is the door, what is it made out of, what does the doorknob look like. Maybe there's a label or symbols on the door. And making your intention to have this experience of moving through life school that would have given you the tools to create your magical life from birth. Well, maybe you've already had your magical life, so let's choose a word like a different education. And then when you're ready, I want you to open the door. And as you walk through the door, there's just more of a path. But along the path, maybe there's screens along the side that you can watch your life. Or maybe just on the path, there's different yous starting from a baby. Allowing your imagination to create this process down this hallway. And then what I want you to do is just imagine you're visualizing your birth. And then after you're born, you're just starting to walk. And as you're walking, you're little and then maybe a year older and a year older. What I want you to imagine is gaining the things that maybe you're learning now. Maybe someone's teaching you how to speak to someone on the other side. Maybe someone's reassuring you that that angel you saw when you were 2 is perfectly normal. Maybe you're 4 years old and you're being taught that you can talk to yourselves. So if you fell and you hurt your knee, all you have to do is talk to it and ask it to repair itself. Maybe you're 6 and you're learning how you can put your hands on someone and call in the universal energy to help them feel better. Maybe you're 8 and someone passed in your family and you know that they aren't very far away and they'll be with you whenever you need them and you can easily speak to them. Maybe you're 10 and you learn that anything that you want to experience, you can draw into your reality by feeling into it and adjusting your frequency. And maybe when you're 12, you understand that the surrender and the safety that you've had your entire life is something that is so natural that if there's something that you want to experience, you can just surrender to the idea that it's yours. That we're able to just surrender completely and we're completely taken care of. That there's nothing really to do, there's nothing to be afraid of. And maybe as we're growing up, we also understand that if there's something that makes us a little uncomfortable, it's a place to learn, but that we always have a choice to choose peace. So we don't have to stay in situations that don't make us happy. That we instinctively know right away that if something doesn't feel right, we can just peacefully walk away. And as we get older and we're in relationships with people, maybe we already have the understanding that relationships ebb and flow. And we have the immense respect and honor for all humans. So there's no strife when the relationships end or change. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute and you can continue to walk down your hall and experience different educations that you would like to have and let them come to you too automatically with your imagination and your intuition. Okay, so if you're still walking, you can keep going if you're in the middle of something, but if you're feeling like this is a good place to pause, I want you to walk back. And these things that either you've requested or maybe that I've said or maybe things that have just intuitively popped in, I want you to gather them up, file them away, claim them. This is retelling your story. So, everything's happening all at once. There's no time. So, claim them now. Claim them as if you already knew them. Claim them as, this is my reality now. I know this stuff. And just walk back down the hall. Back to the door. Take your time and just claim it. Pick it up. Own it. Remember. So once you feel ready, you can head back out of the door. It's a good thing if you look at the back of the door, if there's anything special about it. And then you can move back out of the door, close the door, back down your path, and back to your body, saying goodbye if there's someone that was with you, or see you later, giving them a big hug or a nice pat, whoever happens to be with you, thanking them for being with you during this time. And then when you're ready, you can get back in your body. I say, like, zip up like you're in footy pajamas, putting your feet in, putting your arms in, wiggling your hands and toes. And then if there's anything that you want to make sure and remember about this mind trip, please write it down, because even though we think we're going to remember, it'll like leave your mind, usually the details at least. Right. So if you want to share how that went, I love to hear how mind trips go. Hi Maddie, if you're still here. Dragon doorknob, that is so cool. Does an owl showing up mean anything to anyone? The first thing I heard when you said that was wisdom, and also, I mean, it's kind of regular owl information, but being able to see the whole perspective, like 360. And you're being like watched, like not in a bad way, though, not in a creepy way, like like somebody's watching over you for protection. Was it white? What color was it? How did anybody else do out there that stayed with us throughout that? I heard the words, as I walked, I always knew. Do you feel like that's words for you, Hannah, like that you always knew, but, you know, haven't been able to see it or feel it or know it, the whole thing, whatever it is? Great horned, big, yellow eyes, circle face, but brown. Yeah, I just can see it, yeah. Hannah, it's going to be pretty exciting as you go through the program to see all the stuff you're going to see. It's so cool. Well, you guys, thank you for staying on. We've been on here for a while. It's just felt really good to me. Many dogs that I have known, but like wolves, familiar path. That's beautiful. Did it feel like a pack, Rose? You know what I mean? Like, were you part of did you feel like part of a pack? That's the question that I wanted to ask. So that was Mind Trip. We're going to do another big one on Monday night. If you want, yeah, I feel like, Rose, that's something that's coming for you. You know what I mean? To you is being part of something, feeling like you belong and feeling like you're an equal. Yeah. I went through the woods. No one else was there but the spirits and animals. That's a lot right there. Cool. This was fun. All right, so you guys sign up for Monday if you want to come for another Mind Trip. I'm going to be here Monday through Friday next week, and it'll be at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time instead of 10 a.m. I want to hit the people who that time slot is better for. And reach out to me. Are you interested in joining the Magic Carpet Ride? It starts August 28th. It's a 6-month program. We get to hang out, do there's 2 group coaching calls each week, and you get one-to-ones with me and all kinds of Reiki information. 130 learning modules of Earth School, you guys. Lots of Earth School modules. Roxana, so glad you came. My buddy was a dog, but she left and went and played in the woods. That happens a lot when we do this. Rose, wonderful, thank you. I'm so happy for our meetings. Bright blessings. Thank you, Rose, so much. All right, you guys. So you guys in the replay, because you're not here yet, I just want to say thank you for coming and listening and participating, and all your comments that are yet to come across. If anybody wants to meet with me to talk about the Magic Carpet Ride, you can just put it in the comments. I want to meet, or I want to join, or I want to talk about it, and we'll meet this weekend, because it's starting the 28th. So pretty much I'm working every day until then, just getting the word out. If you know someone who might benefit from the program, or even just coming to the lives, please share my information with them. All right. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll probably see you over the weekend. But the regular lives start up again. I sounded like I was from Boston with that stat. Monday at 5 o'clock. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.